091 555 885.
Press Review from 13:30 to 14 hours. What have you heard in the press today?
On Sun FM Radio and TV, and we're live on our Facebook page, and we're also live on our DSTV, that's channel 916, and GoTV 302, and on your Topstar decoder, we're live on our TV bouquet, that's channel 91. You can also be a part of it simply by calling us on 0955-855-953. Also, you can send us a text message on 076-9122-851, and we'll be more than glad to hear what you've heard in the press today. It's a Friday, so everybody is welcome to give us those press reviews. My name is Victor Mwanza.
My name is Lukonisha Sakala.
It's a happy Friday to you, ma'am. And let's get it on with our first story.
All right. The Bank of Zambia has maintained the monetary policy rate at 14.5%, citing improvements in inflation. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mwanza.
Hi, good afternoon. Who's on the line with us?
Charles Mwapeka Samba, calling from Kirirabombwe.
Please go ahead.
Na senda point na chungucha tibalamba okulapera abanesya obwali mu schools ya government nomba ile wali yandi yakukira mugwirishe bwino nomba wali yakukira tatuishibe vantu malisha bakala bochi amanasha amasha bakala bo mu schools bipye kwa abana one due to cause deforestation. Two, abakala supply ndishima vegetable yakubera abana bakalaria tatuishibe imbaka bakaba bari abachabo cyama cyawama abana bakaba okulalwala so that is how safe our children will be. Secondly, it and every hour don't come out reduction. All what we want is as Zambians to reduce everything, all social commodities in Zambia. Those is very lower for what they already have in the charo. Here number 3, even kateka and what wise 3. If what we want is there is a president vote for you again. But if you want to fulfill, automatically.
You're right, it's spot on 1 minute. That's what we want. 0955-855-953. Now, Justice Minister Princess Kansune says there is an increase in minerals development. Paul Kaboswe has attributed the sustainability of the kwacha and the reduction of millimil price to government's working policies. 0955-855-953. Good afternoon. Who do we have on the line? Mkwa comfort man abanda twatotela ngati bakonganya pomkwa.
Narasenda pukuno kile konkora radio na mpire ko yesterday yo ba choni balaki balelanda pama ploti ayo abo abantu bali develop. Chachi nempango kusunga empango state list chawa mawe. So abakwita amaploti and don't blame government at your government ya you blame the bali kupoka amaploti. Procedure yalishibikwa nama months ngama yezi bapero umuntu akita develop bali pera mukwaita prepa ama problems ukwire to wipe kwanya we mwine ngana ufirwa ngabakupoka yakuishiwa we mwine kwa government na ishika bwino bantu abantu balakwata enchende walikwata enchende kwatimbika twisha bano bese bali kwa enchende echo.
Thank you very much for coming through, Vanabanda. 0955-855-953 is the number that you're calling us on, and 076-9122-851.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
Hi, who's on the line?
I'm from Shirabomba.
Please go ahead.
My press review today from the news figures. One of the headlines, meal price just dropped. Our president now just mabunga. Bunga antuvaramba kwansha. Nava igomiri na vera ufiri kisha kwa ndena pa mtengo wa bunga. Na vantu avambokusha matavara wa government varande kushaite pashe mudama yete mamanga. And then bebe batupereze manifesto pantu varanda kati ari isare bazakoti barikanya olo mutake mine baesiyo. So batupereze manifesto for the solution great more shed bini bunga.
Thank you very much for coming through. A incarcerated former Kawambwa PF member of parliament, Nixon Chilagwa, was yesterday allowed to attend his late wife's funeral service under tight security. 0955 855 953.
Hello, good afternoon.
Madam Coco, Mr. Victor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Court was on the members in the 35 member squad of what Osaka 2025. I think
Mr.
for
Darlington,
me,
could you please reduce your volume?
teams are early week. So, Kuriama teams are this time, Mafra presenting can visit Chan, Chan Kutuka, so that is at least to team Yakosa. Some players they look up Mudi in Kosa, because they were second representing and can.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Thank
and
you.
your 1 minute
Well.
is up. 0955 855 953. Stories, perhaps messages?
Moses Chansa from Chililawombe, my PR is on what I read in today's must paper. The opposition who field candidates are puppets of the ruling party. Very true, and I'm very disappointed with Calabar. Honestly, why do you go solo in Lomezi? You are happy that Zambians are suffering. Finally, Daily Nation, give Chilawi was warning these UPND judges and magistrates that they should be ready to face the law when the UPND leaves power. This is lawlessness of the highest order. Bail is a constitutional matter and citizens are entitled if all conditions are met. Let the people talk, where the ZESCO corporate communications manager and engineer featured to explain the state of affairs at the utility. Coming out positively, I was expecting a backlash. The public has learned to live with the status quo. Kavinga in Dola.
0955 855 953. Good afternoon. Who do we have on the line?
I'm on the line calling from Ndola.
Mr. Lungu, kindly go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. For that group we are meeting me. In as much as the government, we are going to Mungabora now, whatever I'm saying. Well, I'm back on the Lomba two more right after the customers want to go at the Tunga Timona, the Pinta is letting that Hukumo. But not only 23 chance. So, 9 skills, the Zambia Western measures, but it's some of the
Thank you very much for coming through. Now, in more stories, a former permanent secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs was appointed by former President Edgar Lungu to deliver testifying before Magistrate Irene Washimanga Chewe Lombe, 57, him on a trip to Turkey. 0955 855 953.
Hello, good afternoon.
Makoko na Victor Mabomba sana mkwari.
Kwaitu abo.
Mkwari mlenda na white soul mapekundo wati purugutu.
Kabakonka nyapo mkwai.
Plus ibunde na nda indira sa umpa kumerenya mulejo tuvuga tibakoti n'abasanga omulandu muri ba given katuta. Mkwari la kesi ye wati bashitire journalist. Ndemona kunu mwe kutwali mona ulo ila kesi ya mtsikutewani container ya pai tratondoro. Una futhi permanent secretary wa kumizo vo that inyoto kama ama 144 ambulances akameka from July akachita resign kuti pa tatondo but umuntu asatula mkamate mulandu wana wabukuruka so mulandu just so wakateka na papata yemi amshuza shika shibukurushe shete pamona pamona bya ngibeni katuta bifota ya day abuti bangaisa mgatawula muntu mukureshe tomba tubunga bwala batokubwela bufile bakwato bani bali tole 50 kwake so leo ya kuna Zambia and then ototo acha masala kitwa acha bufile bakwato not tubunga bwala atota mubunga.
Thank you very much for coming to your story.
Minister of Agriculture Sylvia Masewo says the maize that Zambia will produce this year is sufficient for consumption at household and industrial levels.
0955 855 953. Good afternoon. That's a bad line. We have to end you. And now the Lusaka Magistrate Court has found that Chiengi MP given Katuta with a case to answer in a matter in which she is accused of threatening violence against Times of Zambia photojournalist Henry Chunza. The case relates to an incident where Katuta left the National Assembly by the Speaker, Nelly Muti. 0955 855 953. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Who do we have on the line?
This is Chanda calling from Mundora.
Chanda, kindly go ahead, please.
Turanda kupesipari ine wafumanku birengo ine aba CNG MP. Chobini so baona repo. Every station. But ingawa basanga nomurando yo ibaruri mfati. Namba baruri mfati sibangira mushanya. So amaona repo. Bali atona repo bino fe ndefinitely ya ona repo. Ntawa ikyo no for ikibura bantu baona repo. Bantu onaribo afekura Stephen Chairman. Then wongara uwera necessary anda bakateka demand and supply. Every bomba fiata. Nothing about the wavero bunga chaka ingi abantu bazi mazana iyo shasha basinga bakora kuta to uteko uteko. Somba bantu yavwa is upon demand and supply. Utatotra bomba nishobu.
Thank you very much for coming through. Stories, messages?
We do have messages. Afternoon, Sun FM, Bumper Harvest. That is a welcome move, although we do not yet or have not yet received urea fertilizer for 2024-2025 season. Mr. Kangwa in Masaiti. Hi, my take is what I saw on TV where a certain clergy said opposition parties should be dedicated to prayers for them to unite. Yes, it's true. Now, where is that group of Christians for Lungu doing at this particular time? He has died a natural death as it was formed to chew Lungu's money. Please, let's not fool ourselves. Just support each other for the country to develop. From Webster Lumano. Hi, Sun FM. My PR is in line with the story with the due admittance by Cornelius Mwetwa that the country suffered drought, hence the difficulties. Let him and the entire regime bear in mind that even the previous regimes underwent the same, and so it's Mdola. My press review is what I heard on Ren FM about the bumper harvest. We comment all farmers in the country. The GRS said through the CDF should include agriculture mechanization by giving tractor loans Mr. Mwansa in the Wansha.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my lovely brother, you are talking to Mr. Oscar Chense from Friendly City in Dora.
Mr. Sense, can you go ahead, please?
Aziona reboko ena vachitireta chawe mechinga kavira kuchita apologize kuri uri omuntu eni vamonefe vamfana otherwise vachitashani chivumusukuru wapulana kaikwala by election ichirivuini so limo kuwecha yamanonga vamfoka vwela efe twalela ndatakavwela nga vambo kusombola abantu nomba iyo vakangiwa awawe ima vansombira mu.
Thank you very much. Baba Sumbiro, Muna Makave Naya, Nava Pekanya. 0955-855-953 is the number that you're calling us on.
Hello, good afternoon. Mr. Boniface, please go ahead.
Yeah, hii ni watu mfoko na leo mfoko na pa social media na pame ni radio baisa lando kwa president walando kwa na bachefia nyako ama trips. Ama trip na bachefia. Kwa president tuma trip bagenderesa. Ombecha laluwa kwa keni treni. Molando wako batnatu mono kwa batindi kuntanju kuna tukwata ya shidia kwa batnatu tambo kushota rindini tishama yarazi watidi na jana. Baleka biroku imanga birafia iminyo munabo mu South Africa mo. Nawo ya ipompa shuku ya batu mo. Ikinta shuwe. Kuchoko batindire ka kantonga to tambo kwata ya problem. Tukesabari Ezamwe zavina tukesa kwata na ile problem wale lando kutira yo ukafoto wa utata ubombe ewe hivi ngai inaweza mkufoto so sile kazo chako watu wafire babombesha ama promises wala ile abantu bawatafofio bakesa vota waivira bena Zambia abene bale mbona bako lona maki kwata nga bakine bale lando bena Zambia bakwata maki ya kwa president na kansela na MP no mchara.
Press review 13:47 is the time, and what we do have about 12 minutes for us to wrap up this edition. Now, UPND deputy chair spokesperson Elvis Nkandu says the ruling party cannot be blamed for by-elections as it does not send convicted MPs to utter tribal remarks.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
Balishan Mkwai.
Mkwai mulifia wino.
Tulifia wino. Malilanda na Balukas pa Ukraine.
Okay, Balukas kutuma konkani hapo.
Mkwai chira kazi ino kulanda popa yalandire bakateka ukoiba titufuire twavota waizire bintu twa timwawelera kumalushi. Wena chishinga mwalishiba umwina Zambia siapa ni sala koyena.
ti avote bwino so bena etho bafire fyo kuchita bafire balolekesha pafire ishupo mwina Zambia ngamulamu alelandira ba Mr. Bagi nali womfa bula ushuku lekile background bese bamone vinge to fishupire lekile noti ababale babepa na fishupa otherwise mwina Zambia takwata mano. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through. 0955-855-953 is the number that you're calling us on, and 07.
Here is about what I heard on Sun FM about Zambia Railways and Kalengwa Mine. Zambia Railways should be concerned on the Chinese GRZ to revitalize it, and theft of infrastructure be non-bailable, and long sentences on Kalengwa. As long as GRZ has no shares, it is just another mediocre sale. Mr. Musonda in Dola. Good afternoon, Sun FM Radio and TV my press review comes from Radio Phoenix and ZNBC Radio, where that the Bank of Zambia has maintained the policy monetary ratio at 14.5%, citing stable inflation in the supply of maize and essential commodity prices. I can't see any reduction. Maybe next month. Poor electricity supply by ZESCO is a challenge. I'm Akim in Dola. Good afternoon, Sun. I'm commenting on the leadership movement. President, I agree with him. More support on you. Good afternoon, Sun FM. My take is from what I got on social media. ZESCO has failed to control load shedding. In my opinion, ZESCO has lost direction, no vision. Secondly, reduction of milli-meal is artificial because the inputs are still at high prices. Molenga Bwalia Francis Mushili Kasanengu in Dola. My comment goes on what I heard from ZNBC that President HH said vote wisely next year. Yes, we shall vote wisely because you have failed to reduce the cost of living and failed to fulfill the campaign promises that you made.
Mushili Kanseng in Dola. And in more stories, former PF National Chairperson Davis Chama says it's very easy for one to get an A+ if they are marking their own paper. And Chama says that he does not see the possibility of things improving between now and 2026. 096-0955. Bueno mwa sevenza bwanji. Kindly go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to put up a book for Osaka.
Thank you very much for coming through, Katwamba. 0955-855-953. My name is Victor, and I'm with Lukonsha. We are taking you all the way till from different media houses on 0955-855-953. You have about a minute to give us that press review.
Hello, good afternoon.
Mukwaine wodoni chiwe kuno kuchingora irera ndapari ba president pashe bachirando kwebati ne wakwatama ki newo ife fishinka ba president bakwatama ki kairi ebalinga ba driver ba detungura kino cyaro cya Zambia ero kuri ine atumbiwe ngamona kwa kiringi ba president barebe pasi nishina ina nyo opinion ya kumando wako ati ba president ipinti fyonse bare pangane fya panga paka basuka bapitira monerio tabakiringo kupitira mo so fishinka abantu uchi bakwata makade benki adeteka na kwata na institution na kwata na machinery yonse iliposo na ngukunga badeno election ikintu impeke kimishupe no kumushupa iya kurekeresha na tufamu kwa yuko bati private mu kuino ko bati amayo ya basakire journalist na batasa munyu ku yarondorola icyari ngiro katwa mutenkere kubutaka no kumusagana so nomba labaya keke ara bakokorora nk'ikiye bire ngaba keke taba bakaba bakokorora ngaba bakaka yikatira kibayo PND eba kakaba
some more stories. The Anti-Corruption Commission, SEC, is investigating a head of corporate communications, Thomas Mono, confirmed the arrest of Abbott Chaba, the chairperson of Mulungushi Ward Development Committee in Maramba residential area. 0955-855-953. Stories, messages?
Messages that have
Let's
come
go on with
through.
that.
Good afternoon, Sun FM and TV. I am Christopher Siame from Dola. My press review today pertains on the recent announcements across various media platforms regarding the reduction of mealie meal prices. While the initiative is a step in the right direction, it is imperative that the onward trajectory of prices continues unabated. As promised by the President during the campaign period, we fervently hope that this reduction will be equitably beneficial to all well-meaning Zambians. Furthermore, it would be prudent for the government to consider extending price reductions on other intentions. It is also crucial that the interests in the farmers are safeguarded, ensuring that they too reap the benefits of this policy. Moreover, to prevent potential exploitation, it is essential that the Zambia National Service ZNet secures our borders, thereby thwarting smuggling activities that could lead to shortages and subsequent price hikes. Ultimately, the news I heard on Sun FM concerning vandalism of railway infrastructure, Zambia Railways indeed needs to complete overhaul. The track is dilapidated and the machinery is outdated. Please give us the glory days of Zambia Railways, Kabinga in Dola. I just want to comment on what I heard about the UPND bragging on having fulfilled their promises. Very funny indeed. How can is one Zambia, one nation? Kamanga from Lubuto.
And well, those are the messages, but we can still accommodate about 3 or 4 more, and Coco will be able to read them snappy. And well, in more stories that we have on your press review, Lukasha PF Member of Parliament George Chisanga says there was more freedom of expression under the PF than there is with the UPND government. 0955-855-953. Good afternoon. Well, we lost you. You can call us or text us. We do have it about 4 minutes before we call it a wrap on Press Review. Good afternoon. Who do we have on the line?
Good afternoon, Victor.
Not about Veronica Yellow.
Veronica. Ahora babomba mwanjini. Sasa abaikata kufena tonze tozo tutwa duro tumashugo tumasala dutu nshina tuena baikata kufena kuma light phone se panti sintura. No bueno Victor. Ahora tampa koko ama babombe shefe turi bonza ba Victor.
All right, thank you very much for coming through. 0955-855-953. Yours and our time is 3 minutes and counting. And we do have more stories, Coco, right? Do we? There we go. The Zambia Correctional Service Commission says it's happy that none of the inmates have complained of ill treatment within the correctional facilities. 0955-855-953.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for coming through. Stories?
All right, so let's continue as we are trying to see. My network has betrayed me.
Okay.